what the big deal about Cracker Jack is. Did you ever go and buy a pack of Cracker Jack thinking you're going to get a prize and find no prize in the box?
You got to be kidding me. You have got to be kidding me.
Freehand is beating his net at the plate. Crawford is over there watching. Good see, sir. You're in the wrong seat, buddy. Come on. Oh, I must be in the front row.
I mean, if it's Chris Getz spelling the name from memory, then we know what happened. He doesn't even know if his players bat left, right, or are switch hitters.
I mean, this story is crazy, and that he had to come out and apologize, and it just looks, the idea that he wouldn't know that Luisangel
I love
Acuña,
yes. You're in charge of saying his name going forward. Do it again.
I love that name. I can't pronounce Acuña though for some reason, but not once, not twice, not thrice, but 4 times Chris Getz referred to Luisangel as a switch hitter, which is at least in Chris Getz's explanation and apology or whatever, he calls it a misspeak. But that's not a misspeak when you do it 4 times. He thought he was a switch hitter. Like, that's not just like getting, you and I misspeak all the time. I misspoke probably 12 times in this podcast already. But when you say it 4 times in 4 different situations, and it's hilarious how that it's just some internet sleuther that found, video clips on the web and spliced them all together. It's concerning to say the least. I mean, it's silly. It's probably not a big deal, but at the same time, it is kind of a big deal. If you traded away Luis Robert Jr. for somebody you thought was a switch hitter, that they said they've been scouting for 2 years at the behest of Ozzie Guillen, who recommended the Venezuelan to them 2 years ago. They thought he was a switch hitter this whole time. Like, how did they get to that point? Were they really doing their due diligence? Just a lot of questions, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I have no idea what was in Chris Getz's head. Was he just generally confused in talking with the media about his he kept talking about his versatility, and was he thinking how he plays multiple positions in the field and kept referring to him as a switch hitter? You know what I mean? Like,
that would make sense to me if you got into a versatility thought process, if this happened on one interview, but not 4 different times. That's where it's concerning.
Yeah. I mean, it's more than him doing the scouting. So obviously I'm pretty sure people know he's not a switch hitter, but
nobody corrected him either.
Well, the press didn't correct him because they obviously didn't know, but no one's going to be there at the interview to correct him. He doesn't have an earpiece in. He's just,
I think there'd be someone around. He's not just doing interviews rogue on his own. Like, there's some kind of process involved that might involve your assistant GMs, or I don't know. Again, just more questions than answers.
Well, maybe I think it'd be funny in a spring training game if Acuña did bat from the left side.
Maybe this is it. I think you may have just stumbled on it. He accidentally spilled the beans on their master plan to change him into a switch hitter.
Yeah.
This is what they were going to do all along, but he just didn't announce it. He just accidentally he misspoke and let it out that way. So that would be the best outcome of this whole fiasco, is if he did become like an awesome switch hitter.
Yeah. Or, he just, as a joke, in his first at bat, gets on the left side and goes, whoa, timeout, and then goes to the right side. That would be funny.
I think you're right. I think maybe the White Sox are playing chess while the rest of us are playing checkers. Like, you guys are way ahead of us.
Oh yeah, that's what it is. Chris Getz is way ahead of all of us. All of us, not really, none of us. The only reason we know about this is because someone has too much time on their fucking hands and splice things together.
That's a good point.
The reporters never brought it up, which I find our Chicago beat reporters in every one of those interviews. Bruce Levine is right fucking next to him, and he never once said, "Isn't he a right-handed hitter?" Like, I'm shocked that the press who loves to point out mistakes that people make.
Yeah.
Like, no one brought it up any of those moments.
And then, but once it was revealed, it became a national story. So they jumped on it after that, but they didn't catch it themselves. So
yeah, which is hilarious.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
It is pretty funny.
Maybe people will start paying close attention to White Sox interviews.
The whole thing's funny, and I will say this about Chris Getz: the whole thing is like very embarrassing. Like, but you know, he had fun with it. Versus, like, I feel like guys like Kenny would have told you to stay out of White Sox business, even if you're trying to help it. You know, and like that regime would have been offended by pointing out their mistake.
Better stay out of White Sox business.
Getz was just like, fuck, I really, I fucked this up. I'm just gonna do the right thing and pivot and try to eat it and make light of it. So, but I do agree with you. Like, we'll never know, but it seems he thought he was a switch hitter, which, like, what the fuck, dude? Like, it's
well, like you said, all will be forgiven if Luisangel like rakes and plays a solid center field.
At the end of the day, if he performs well, we'll just continue to laugh about it.
It will be a running joke though throughout the season, waiting for him to line up in the left-handed batter's box. That would be tremendous.
It would. It will. I hope it does. I hope they agree to do it as a little fun thing with Chris. If Chris is in attendance at whatever, maybe the first spring training game against the Cubs or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know.
On Friday he could do it.
Yeah. We'll see.
Post-game show is brought to you by Christ, I can't find it. The hell with it.
One guy poured beer all over my head. The guy said, how can you take that? I said, look, that man didn't do nothing. He poured some beer on my head. He's just showing he's a White Sox fan. There ain't nothing wrong with that.
Sparky, a million thanks for, as always, the most interesting interview. And now today, let's just have a lot of thrilling baseball and not so many fisticuffs.